Cuello.
And him too.
Mirco Cuello will be a champ. God willing. In featherweight division.
Yeah.
He's an excellent Olympian.
It's a loaded division.
He's an Olympian. He's really, really one of the best of Argentina, if not the best.
Okay. I know he's ranked really highly in most of the sanctioning bodies, if not all of them. Which route are you guys looking to go? Because
most likely WBA.
Okay, so Nick Ball.
He born there, you know.
Yeah.
So he will go for some kind of title.
Okay.
He will fight most likely November or December.
Yeah, I see Cuello fight one time. I'm still not the most familiar with him, but what could you tell people about his fighting style, his skills, and what he brings to the table?
Well, besides to be an Olympian, he's fighting like, he's an excellent boxer, but he has the power.
Yeah.
And people love power.
They do.
So,
power sells tickets.
So you will see a very shortly Mirco Cuello.
Okay.
For the untouchable, true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I'm going to continue with the popular theme that I've had on the channel this month and really just this whole year, because I told you guys many times and I'll say it again. 2024 was, and will continue to be the year of the featherweight division. And in this video, I wanted to talk about a guy that, I've overlooked. I spent a lot of time this year talking about the featherweight division, but I haven't given this guy his shine. And I think he deserves his shine because he's going to be involved in some big fights real soon. He deserves his shine because he's ranked very highly, and he deserves his shine quite frankly because he's just really, really good. He's a really top fighter. And I would actually say, of the contenders at featherweight, even probably more so than some of the big names, I would put this guy higher. I think this guy has a lot of ability, and that guy is none other than the Argentinian Mirco Cuello, 14-0 with 11 knockouts. Right now, as it stands, he's currently your number 4 ranked WBA featherweight contender and your number 10 ranked WBC contender. So this is a guy that's knocking right on the door of a world title shot. This is a guy that, if you don't know that name now, in the coming months, you're going to know that name because he's going to get a big fight. You look at right now in the WBA, Cuello is sandwiched at number 4. Just below him at 5 is Otabek Komotov. Just above him at 3 is Louis Nery, Stephen Fulton, and Bruce Carrington. So literally, if he were to fight anybody in the top 5, those are all notable fights. So that's the kind of ranking position he's at. So let's talk about him. Who is this Mirco Cuello? Because a lot of you guys may not know who Mirco Cuello is. Well, let me say this. Very interesting career. Very, very intriguing fighter. This is a fighter in Cuello that, he's ranked highly. He's been fast-tracked, but he's not old. A lot of times these guys get fast-tracked, like the Russians or like the Ukrainians, like Lomachenko, or even like Aregentina'S, the Cubans. They've spent a lifetime in the amateurs, and they turn pro later, so they got to be fast-tracked. This guy is being fast-tracked, and he's still very young. He's 24 years old. He turned pro in November of 2020, so he hasn't even been a professional fighter for 4 years yet. It'll be 4 years here in a couple months, but to be the level he's at and progress so quickly, it speaks a lot to who he is as a fighter. And then when you check the CV, when you check the resume, when you check what Cuello is doing in the professional ranks right now, Mirco Cuello has beaten some notable names. Like right now, at the time I'm shooting this, it's the 25th. It's 2 days before Bruce Shushu Carrington goes ahead and fights Suleiman Sagawa, right? So Shushu's gonna fight Sagawa, and Mirco Cuello already beat Sagawa. He boxed him pretty easily back in, I think it was March, on the Tim Tszyu Fundora undercard. It wasn't early in the prelims, and I was there. I watched it, but I wouldn't pay it like the most attention. But I do remember he beat him a lot easier. He beat him very easy. We saw what Sagawa did to Ruben Villa. Beat Ruben Villa, took his O, or not took his O, but gave him a loss, gave him the second loss of his career in a fight that he was favored to win. So Sagawa is a tough out for anybody. He's upset fighters many times, and at the very least, giving them tough fights. So to have that win so early in your career, less than 4 years into your pro career, it speaks a lot to, you know, who he is as a fighter. He also has a win over Rudy Garcia. Rudy Garcia is not like a great fighter, but Rudy Garcia is a fighter that fought Victor Morales, who's a Golden Boy prospect years ago. Rudy Garcia can't punch at all. Not a big puncher. But Cuello also defeated him. So he's beating solid guys, live competition, very early in his career. And when I watch him fight, as far as his style, you know, he's educated power boxer, you know, has good timing, able to counter you. I also think, too, he's a fighter that at times when I watch him, he does flash that one-punch knockout power at times, but he's doing it in an educated manner. He's doing it in a way where he's using his timing. He's not always leading the exchange. He can end the exchange, but not necessarily lead the exchange. So he can counterpunch. He can pressure. He's got a good jab. He's actually, to me, one of the more complete fighters in this weight class from what I've seen, from what I watched of him. And as far as his amateur experience, the highest thing he ever achieved in the amateurs was winning a bronze medal in the 2018 Youth Olympics. So, you know, that's my take on Cuello. He's one of these fighters that, you know, a lot of the boxing fans aren't familiar with, but he's in the rankings, and he's a Samson Lukowicz fighter. And I'll tell you guys this. I've interviewed Samson on a couple of occasions, and I've listened to Samson in a lot of interviews. And I'll tell you this. He's got tons of fighters, good fighters too. And there's nobody in his stable right now, in my opinion, apart from maybe like a Dave Benavidez who makes him all his money. Apart from Dave Benavidez, there's nobody in his stable that I think Samson talks higher of than Mirco Cuello. You ask him, I asked him a question in my last interview with him about Nicholas Floss, the Puerto Rican welterweight. He didn't even want to talk about Nicholas Floss. He wanted to talk about Mirco Cuello, and he swears up and down that this is going to be his next champion. So I like what I see from him, from what I've seen on tape, from what I've seen in fights, from what I've seen, or from what I've learned researching his career. He's a guy that I think is going to be a big factor in this division. And like, I'm hoping, it's been confirmed to me that by Samson himself, who is his promoter or his manager or whatever, it's been confirmed to me that Mirco Cuello is going the WBA route. So he is targeting a Nick Ball fight. I think he's probably got one of the best chances of anybody in the top 5 of beating a Nick Ball, because Nick Ball is very strong, very sturdy, high volume guy. But Cuello has a lot of things in his skill set, like his power jab, like his timing, like his counter punching. And, you know, I just think there's a lot of things he does really well that can offset some of the things Nick Ball tries to do. So I don't want him to go straight into a title fight. Ideally, I would like the guys in the top 5 of the WBA to fight each other. So again, I'll run it through you guys again. Right now, on September 25th, 9:32 a.m. Pacific time, at this moment in time, this is the top 5 of the WBA. Number 1, Bruce Carrington. Number 2, Stephen Fulton. Number 3, Louis Neri. Number 4, Mirco Cuello. Number 5, Otabek Komatov. And then even number 6 is Raymond Ford. So, like, literally, for the top 6, if Cuello fights any one of the top 6, I think those are all great fights. I think that would be a great way to separate who's who in the featherweight division. Just have the top 5 or 6 in the WBA rankings fight each other, and then you'll start to find out real quickly. So yeah, personally for me, if I could pick one fight that I'd like to see, I wouldn't mind seeing Mirco Cuello against Louis Neri. You know, Louis Neri got ranked above Cuello, which I think is wrong, and Neri needs to make a statement, and I think he should be taking a tough fight. So Neri versus Cuello, I think it'd be a great matchup. I think the styles would mesh well. But yeah, if you guys don't know who this is, trust me, you will very soon. And I'll tell you, like, guys like this, I've studied this weight class. If there's one weight class in boxing I've studied inside and out, it's this weight class. And I'm telling you guys right now, Cuello is one of the guys. Like, I know I've done videos recently about Kaisuke Matsumoto. I've done videos about Omar Trinidad, who I like as well a lot. But skill-wise, and from what I've seen and the way they're progressing, I like Cuello more than both those guys, and a lot of the guys that I've been making featherweight videos about as far as the contenders and prospects. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you make of Mirco Cuello if you've seen him fight? And, yeah, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canterfield, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe
right over here.